And we are live. So, good evening, good afternoon sa inyong lahat. This is School Life PH, and I am Angelica Maranan-Maglanoc, the VoiceSpire. And of course, for our launching this afternoon, I will not be alone because I will share our virtual stage with two of the most dynamic hosts of the Creative Voices Productions. Please do join me here, Rick, Matthews, and Papa Lem. Ayan na, Sir Richard. And
Hello, good
Papa
afternoon.
Lem.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Welcome to the premiere of School of Life PH.
Yes, and sa Iloco kasi
Yes.
naimbag nga malem kada kay amin apo. How about sa inyo, Papa Lem?
Great day mga kaboses and mga School of Life PH. Ako po si Papa Lem. Siyempre live na live din dito sa Philippine Information Agency sa General Santos City. Naku naman, new show with Miss Angelica, the VoiceSpire Maglanoc. Nax.
Yon.
How about you,
Ayos.
Sir Richard?
Ano lang very basic lang. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Good afternoon to our viewers in Manila, all over the Philippines as well. To our pilot episode, Self-Made Champions, School of Life PH.
Yes,
Yon.
grabe.
Yeah.
Alam niyo ba guys, sobrang lagari itong dalawang partner ko. Nahatak ko pa rin sila kahit gaano sila ka-busy today. Kaya naman, ayan, mga partner, tulungan niyo naman akong i-introduce ang School of Life PH sa ating mga manonood. Uumpisahan ko. Siyempre, itong
Sige.
show natin na ito aims to inspire, empower, and influence our viewers, especially in this difficult time. Kaya naman, ano nga ba yung i-expect ng ating mga viewers para sa ating School of Life, mga partner?
Yes naman, syempre ang School of Life PH ay maghahandog sa inyo ng mga motivational speeches, motivational talks, at mga karanasan ng mga samut-saring resource persons, like makikilala natin sila later on. Pero syempre, every Saturday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., matutunghayan ninyo ang isang napakagandang programa with our VoiceSpire. Mai-inform, inspire, involve, and empower talaga tayo. Back to back with Voice of the Youth Live. Nax, nag-promote din. Oo.
Yon.
Correct. Sir Richard, how about you?
So basically, I think Papa Lem covered most of it already. Pero basically, dito sa School of Life, you're gonna be learning a lot of things from different people of different walks of life. Yon.
Tama.
Yan.
At nakaka-excite talaga yung afternoon natin because we will start it right. And yun lang, Papa Lem, kasi baka magkakaroon tayo ng bagong time slot for our School of Life. Ayusin
Talaga
natin yan.
ba?
Yes, we will keep everyone posted with our new schedule. But still, it's with yours truly, the VoiceSpire. So, it's a Saturday and be with us on our first episode of School of
Life.
All right.
Okay, so before starting, how about spicing our day with some prizes? Sino ba ang gustong manalo dito? Of course, 100 pesos load. Woo! Just go for the first episode, may mananalo ng 100 pesos load. Ano nga ba ito, the VoiceSpire?
Ayan, okay. There will be 3 winners of 100 pesos load. And all you need to do is, ito na, share, ano ba to? Share this.
Share.
Diba? Wala ako. Share this live. Ayan, biglang may nag-notify kasi. Sino ba ito nag-notify? Charot. Okay, share this
Private
live.
siya.
Make a motivational caption. Mention School of Life and the VoiceSpire pages. Then tag 8 of your friends. Napaka-simple lang. I-share lang nila
Ganun lang ba?
itong live natin at may chance na silang manalo ng 100 pesos load. At of course, don't forget to
Nice.
use our official hashtags. It's hashtag School of Life PH, hashtag the VoiceSpire, and hashtag VG8. Of course, ayan. The most commented sharer will win. Okay, so yung maraming mga comments na mga nag-share, sila yung syempre malaki yung reach nun. So sila syempre yung mapapansin natin later on. Kaya sino gusto manalo ng 100 pesos, mag-share lang po kayo. Join na. Ano pa ba, Sir Richard?
Yes, not only that, but there's more. So the most active viewer will get 200 pesos load from us. Thanks to our sponsor, Certified Voice Artist Program Batch 3, Ma'am Joyous Eve Pimentel. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Di
Oo
ba
naman.
napakabongga ng ating mga CVA, may pa-sponsor. Okay. So to those who are watching right now, be sure to be our most active viewer. All you need to do is to interact with us, your hosts, our guests, and lahat po ng mga ganap natin for our School of Life dahil marami tayong pag-uusapan this afternoon.
All right, I think, and without further ado, I think pwede na ba nating introduce ang ating mga guests for today?
Yes, of course. Well, it's high time for us to meet our highly regarded, nagagandahan at guwapo na guest for this afternoon. I'd like to start with a beauty queen. Wow. Malapit sa
Wow.
akin. Malapit sa hindi kami close pero malapit sa industriya namin. Okay. Pero
Malapit sa
nakikinig
industry.
lang ako, ganun. Okay, so let's start. Our first guest is Binibining Pilipinas Intercontinental 2014, Miss Intercontinental 2014 second runner-up, a TV commercial model of Myra E, and also a TV and event host. Virtual applause please for Miss Kris Janson.
Eto na po, Ma'am Kris Janson. Ilang araw.
Hi everyone,
Hello.
good afternoon. Afternoon pa ba? It's so dark here na in Cebu. Hello, hi.
It's almost evening. You're so beautiful. Let's try.
So much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Twinning kayo ni VoiceSpire.
Sana.
Yun. How are you this afternoon?
I'm doing okay. I usually start the day quite late because there's really nothing else to do right now. But apparently there's a good thing in waking up early. So I was able to do a lot of things today. I worked out already, cleaned the house a bit, and now I'm finally here on your show. And I'm very honored to be one of the first guests sa show ninyo.
Yay.
Yes
Yun.
naman.
Chris,
May payay.
you. Oo, may payay tayo. Bongga. Okay. Ayan. Sino naman ang ating next na guest this afternoon?
Sige. Si the Rick Matthews, maybe. Sige.
Okay.
Oh. Sorry, I
Ayan.
don't have the information here.
All right. Okay. So our next guest for this afternoon, evening na ba siguro, no? He is a professor and director of the Ateneo Graduate School of Business. Chairman din po siya ng JAD Group of Companies and founder ng Startup Village. Let us all welcome Professor J. Bernardo. Great day.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Sir Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Let me just correct you. I'm not the director of the Ateneo Graduate School of Business, but I'm a director and a professor at the Asian Center of Entrepreneurship, which is partnered with Ateneo.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Ay,
Okay,
no.
sir. Salamat po.
Thank you,
Baka
sir.
sabihin na Ateneo, ina-active ko yun na yung Ateneo.
Hala.
Okay. Hindi naman siguro
Sir,
Sir Jay. Ayan, may question si Papa Lem.
Sir Jay, how are you? How have you been doing ngayon, pandemic?
Mostly at home, but mostly I'm very busy helping other entrepreneurs in taking their businesses and their thriving business. But in the meantime, in my normal time, I also like Chris. I I watch
Uh-huh.
Netflix.
Uh, Ganon.
I watch Netflix a lot, and I began to become a plantito myself,
Ah,
planting
Tito. Yeah.
stuff within my garden and all that stuff. So,
Hindi ka nag-iisa, Sir Jay, kasi kami din eh. Next, Netflix and chill.
Guilty.
Guilty tayong lahat diyan. Sino ba naman ang hindi mahilig sa Netflix ngayon, lalo na ang dami nating wee hours, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Okay, ayan.
Our
So for sure, mamaya he'll share more of his pandemic story
yes.
with us. Ayan. Okay? So let's have our last but not the least. Yeah.
Okay, our last but not the least, yung guest natin is a technopreneur, a youth leader, of mental health advocate, resident ng Millennials PH na nanonood ngayon, founder ng Kapit Mindanao, CEO and Managing Director of Magis Services Solutions. Let us all welcome Meryl Hilda Jalani or Jalani. Great day!
Great day, Ma'am Mary. Kamusta po kayo?
Hi!
Hi,
Magandang gabi sa
Ma'am
inyo
Mary.
lahat.
Magandang
Hi,
gabi po. Ayan, o 'di ba? Ang bongga natin Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Okay.
Oo nga.
Nakakatuwa naman to complete our archipelago here at School of Life PH, o 'di ba? Okay, so right now, I know our viewers are very excited as they watch our pilot episode pertaining to our self-made champions pandemic life. So before we tackle our pandemic life, we would like to hear from you first on your champion stories. Siyempre, magkakaibang industriya po kayong tatlo and in different walks of life. But we know that you have significant stories that could inspire our viewers this afternoon. So, ayan, umpisahan na po natin ang ating kwentuhan. Ito ay kwentuhan para sa ating hapon. Let's start from Miss Kris Janson.
Yeah, so when the pandemic started, it was a big shock to everyone. I chose to fly home to Cebu to be with my family, and pretty much just figuring things out day by day as the days passed. But I'm very lucky that I have very supportive friends and family. During the whole pandemic, my batchmates in high school eventually pulled our resources together, and we decided to help some of our batchmates who are frontliners, and we decided to just donate the things that they needed while they're at work. So we mainly donated to the hospitals that our batchmates were assigned in. So that has been one of the things that kept me busy during the pandemic. But humans as we are, we get tired, and what
Yes.
kept me sane during the whole pandemic is all my K dramas and my opas and K-pop. So
Ganon.
Okay. For sure, a lot of people could relate to your oppas. Ayan. But
yeah.
before this pandemic, Miss Kris, I'd like to know what are the things that you do? What are your success stories that you'd like to share to our viewers? Anything.
Well, it was in 2014 when I decided to join the national pageant Binibining Pilipinas, and where the pageant appointed me to be sent to Germany to compete and represent the Philippines for Miss Intercontinental. Things went well, and I went home with the second runner-up title. After
Wow.
Binibini, I decided to stay in the events industry. Yes, I got lucky. So I decided to stay in the events industry and started doing commercial model, where I ended up with Myra E and other brands. And then I do
Wow.
hosting. Actually, I did a travel show with Philippine Information Agency,
Uy,
Oh,
like Pinas.
ganon.
Yes, I
and
did
Thank
papalem.
you po
like
for,
Galing.
Pinas.
PIA pala.
Yes, we traveled to the different parts of the Philippines to promote, promote the different programs and projects of the local government and the national government for the featured province or municipality. So yeah, I've been hosting, I've been traveling for work also, which is why this pandemic really somehow affected me and affected my mental state because for work I travel a lot and I see different people in different events, but it has been like 6 months already that I'm at home with my mom and my cousin, where I would actually just find time to just stay in my room and somehow na parang everyday na tayo nagkikita, everyday ko na kayong kausap, but siguro like time out from each other muna. Ganon.
Wow, indeed, such a very successful woman. You're very influential, and a lot of people look up to you as a woman because you're a woman of substance, not only beauty. So it's an honor to have you, and we know that there's a lot more that you could share from your story in your
Mm.
pandemic experience. We'll get to know more of those later on. Okay. So,
Yeah.
Mm.
ayan, Papa Lem, sino naman ang tatanungin natin sa kanyang champion stories?
Sige, mamimili tayo dito sa dalawang joke lang. May paraffol.
May pa
Bunutin na
sound
po ako.
effect.
Sir Jay, ikaw po yung napili ng aming ruleta. Sir Jay, what is your champion story or what are your champion stories that you want to share to our viewers in School of Life PH?
Uh, is it during the pandemic or before the pandemic?
Before muna.
Before, sir, before.
Before muna. Tapos,
Yes
mamaya
po.
sir yung after. Meron tayong part dyan na
Yes.
question.
I'm
Apa.
actually really an entrepreneur that turned professor. Okay, so I became a professor. We put up a master's of entrepreneurship, and we focus on teaching people who are basically the entrepreneurs who own businesses. That's what we do, no? And then right before the pandemic, we put up Startup Village, which we help people who want to go into business learn how to go into business. So that's what we do. Um, During the pandemic, a lot of things happened. Uh, Chris might not know this, but I actually make Myra E. I make all of the Myra E products for UBLab, which
Wow.
is
Wow.
I make PH Care, Teletech. So I make 100% of all UNILAB consumer products. Um, and parang ano eh, parang roller coaster, no?
Yes.
Mm.
Because at the start, everybody's panicking on how to survive. You have to
Yes, that's true.
you have to sustain your own operations while there's so many other people who are panicking. So the professor side of me, we started a lot of mga video conferences on how to help others as far as that's concerned. Pero kung pa sa amin, even our manufacturing plant, biglang, wala makapasok, and then somebody got COVID, and then everybody stopped, and then all.
Mhm.
So it's a continuous battle as far as day-to-day operations concerned. So I'm into different businesses. I'm into logistics. I'm into um, some franchising, some food businesses. So medyo halo-halo yung nasa utak ko on a day-to-day basis. But somehow we are able to sustain and survive this pandemic, and hopefully we'll be able to do so in the next couple of years when the vaccine has been widely accepted and used already.
Yes.
Yes, that's true, sir. Grabe. Grabe talaga yung pandemic, it really hit a lot of industries really hard, and hopefully makabangon talaga tayo real soon, Hopefully by the next year.
No, nako, pero yun na nga, medyo the truth of the matter is madami talagang may hirapan, and a lot of people
Yes.
are going to it's really a test of personal health rather
Yes.
than medical health. Kasi yung So umpisa, ready pa tayo to all the challenges. Pero after a while, as Chris was saying, you burn out.
Yes.
That's true po.
Babalik ka muna sa Netflix. Tapos after Netflix, ubus na yung Netflix. So you go back again. So, I think that's been life drama. Like the whole week this week, I was at home just doing Zoom. And today I just decided I want to go to Tagaytay. I just came from Tagaytay and came back and just had lunch there. Just to have a feel of fresh air.
Yes.
Yes.
Tagaytay.
Medyo mas malapit sa akin yung Tagaytay. So, wala lang. I took a break, took my niece there, had lunch, and came back for the show.
Wow, thank you, Sir
Ayun,
Jay.
ang ganda.
Maraming salamat po. Ayan, trivia lang guys, mga partner. Dati ko pong boss si Sir Jay. Kaya ayan, napagbigyan niya.
Kaya pala.
Wow.
Maraming salamat.
Such an
Napaka-busy
honor.
yan. Napaka-busy
Yes.
po na Kaya talagang ninakaw ko yung 10 hours. 1 hour niya.
10 hours, grabe siya.
1 hour of Netflix lang naman yung ninakaw mo.
Netflix hour pala to.
Oh my gosh, opo. Ay, di ba napaka-inspiring ni Sir Jay, grabe.
Yes.
Napakalaki. Sabi na rin yung tinulungan. Tulad ko, wow. Okay, at ayan, maraming salamat po Sir Jay. And I know you will share more of your kakulitan mamaya. Okay, so heto na. Sir Richard, sino nga ba
Yes.
ang next? Ipapalem
So,
kaya?
of course, last but certainly not the least, nandito po si Ma'am Meryl. So, Ma'am Meryl, if you can also share us your champion story to us. What are your experiences that you have before the pandemic? Kindly share any experience. Yon.
Yeah, so ayun. So hi everybody. I'm Meryl. I'm a Mindanaoan, but I'm based in Manila for the last couple of years. I'm a technopreneur, like you said a while ago. I have 2 startups, and I take pride in those because those 2 startups are both for social good. So we check impact assessment and all those stuff. At the same time, I think what I'm really proud of is that there's a group of young people all over the Philippines that's called Millennials PH. And this group is actually not just an organization, but it's a community and a family that really empowers more young people all over the Philippines to be more involved in our socio-political circle or spectrum. So before the pandemic, we've been doing a lot of trainings and leadership capacity building programs for different schools and organizations. But, because of the pandemic, this is not something that we can do, but we've been innovating. So I guess later we'll be talking more about Millennials PH and our Kapit Mindanao family. But that's the champion story so far. I think in this show, what I'm coming from really is a young person who wants to advocate social good and get a lot of people be more involved in the governance of our country.
Amen.
Thank you very
Social
much.
good.
Yeah, social good. A representation of our youth. Ayan. Papa Lem, alam mo ba na kaya ako nakilala si Ma'am Meryl dahil sa isang batchmate ko na presidente sa JCI. O, di ba?
Oh,
Ay, okay.
GCI.
Hi,
Mm.
Marian.
Hi, batchmate.
She's watching.
Yes, of course. Okay, o, di ba? Youth empowerment. Dahil isa din yan na goal ng ating voice master, di ba? Papa Lem, ikaw ang ating pioneer host
Yeah.
ng Voice of the Youth Network.
Voice of the Youth Network. Ayun nga. Also, I'm glad that we have a youth advocate. Oo, syempre sa katauhan ng ating mga guests for this evening. Tuloy lang po tayo.
Okay.
Ayan, medyo nawala. Ay,
Ayan, meron na po. At syempre, napaka-active ng ating mga viewers. Ano naman yung masasabi mo sa mga viewers natin, Papa Lem?
oy, oo nga, ang dami. We have 27,000 viewers all over the world. Naku, ang
So
iingay.
many comments. Ang dami nating comments.
Ang dami nating comments.
Yes,
Grabe.
yes. Looks like people are sobrang ang dami nag-enjoy sa ating premiere show.
Of
So,
course.
Diba? We'd also would
And
want to hear from our viewers kung ano yung mga champion stories nila in the comments section. And we will be reading that later din, di ba? Kasama ng mga shoutouts nila. Wow. Thank you po.
Yun. And of course, comment your ideas and comments as well down below with the hashtag School of Life PH, hashtag the VoiceSpire, and hashtag VG8. Yan.
okay. At first part pa lang po yan ng ating School of Life PH. Bago tayo
Wow.
mag-proceed sa next part. Ito, icebreaker muna. Meron pa ulit tayong contest. O, di ba?
Aba,
Ang dami natin
contest. Dami pa contest.
Ano naman ganahan ng ating mga viewers? Okay. So, for this one, okay, 3 winners will win. Ito naman, cash prize naman tayo. 500 pesos each. Okay.
Wow, 500.
Diba? Nanonood lang sila, may gagawin lang sila. Napakasimple.
Yun.
All you need to do is screenshot School of Life PH Live. Ayan. So, dapat nakangiti kayo parate, guys. Dahil
Oo nga, nakaabang nga ako para.
rato. And then,
Nakaganon.
photo on your wall. What else? Papalem.
Oo, and in the caption, wag niyong kalimutan, write down power to inspire. That's PAOWER. To inspire. Then include the insights you learn from the show and invite other people to tune in to School of Life PH. Again, power to inspire. Yung PAO po is PAO and then WER. Power to inspire. All right.
Yon, power to inspire. Also mention our official pages, School of Life PH and The Voice Spire. Then tag 17 of your friends. Don't forget to follow don't forget the following hashtags. Ito, nasulat ko na. Actually, dadagdagan ko pa. So, School of Life PH, The Voice Spire, and hashtag power. So, ito, sulat ko lang yung spelling ng power. Ayun.
Ay, oo,
okay,
para ano.
like this. Yeah.
Power.
Power. P-A-W. Power. Yeah. So that you'll win the
Sir Richard, yung pronunciation. Paano ulit?
power.
Ayan.
Ganon. Oo, sabi ko sa inyo.
Okay. Ayan. The most number of reactions, most number of shares, and the best caption will win the
Wow.
contest. Okay? Ulitin ko, 3 ang mananalo. So, the first winner is the most number of reactions. Second, most number of shares. Third, yung may pinakamagandang caption. 500 pesos
Ay.
po yan. Okay, so
Bakit
good
nga ba
luck.
Pau yan?
Pao, eto na nga. Dahil nga, salamat po sa ating sponsor. Thank you very much, Board Member Paulo Ortega, for the cash prizes. Maraming salamat po for sponsoring our prizes for our launching.
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
Oh, yan.
And
Okay.
syempre, our winners will be announced tomorrow. Uy, bukas pa pala to. So you have a lot of time to share and caption at gandahan nyo yung caption. Dapat yung medyo striking, di ba? Tomorrow 12 noon po, our winners will be announced. October 4.
Correct.
Ayun. So I think we can proceed to the second part of our
Ayun.
segment.
Okay?
Ayan. So everything,
Show
all the
ko ba?
mechanics are on the comments below. Ayan. So we will try our
Ayan.
best to put everything para mas klaro dun sa ating mga viewers yung mechanics. Ayun. All right.
Okay. Ayan. So, let's continue our talk show. O, di ba? So, we are now down to the second part of our School of Life PH with our episode, Self-Made Champion Pandemic Life. So, right now, ayan, I would like to ask our guests, how can you compare your life before the pandemic hit and your life in the middle of the pandemic? So we'd like to hear more of your pandemic life stories, your challenges, your experiences, and most importantly, your learning. So, baliktad naman tayo. Start naman tayo kay Papa Lem. Joke na.
Oo, yes. Ito na po. Naka-ready.
Okay. So, eto na nga po. Let's start naman from our president of Millennials PH. Ang daming nag-aabang kay Miss Meryl.
Dami nga
Grabe
eh.
po. So,
Yon, si Miss
let's
Meryl.
hear from Miss Meryl Jalani.
Ayun. So, pre-pandemic, like I said a while ago, we did a lot of leadership trainings. And so, because my main priority, even if I have a job, which is technopreneurship, my main priority really is taking care of my community and family in Millennials PH, our babies, our Millennials PH babies. So, the effect of the pandemic is really hard because as a youth organization, we're so used to meeting each other face to face, creating projects face to face, deliberations, and really conversing about different kinds of things together. But nung nagka-pandemic, I was alone and really just isolated at home for 6 months. And I didn't really get to meet anybody at all. So as somebody who's so used to being around great young people's energies, it was a blow. It hit really hard because not only am I not with my family in Zamboanga City, I don't have my dog, I'm not with my mom. I'm also not able to see or feel or hug my organization babies. So that was really, really hard. At the same time, on a serious note, not only did the pandemic affect a lot of Filipinos, in my organization, a lot of young people were really having a hard time that it took a toll on their mental well-being. So it was really hard. We thought in March matatapos na yung pandemic. I'm sorry, when the pandemic started, we thought by August or May this was over, but you know, it's still extending, and the way that it has affected a lot of young people and in general people in the Philippines is really creating a lot of what's the word? It's creating this endless loop of anxiety and fear and paranoia amongst a lot of people. So constantly we've been trying to cope because we're all isolated individually and we're just working digitally. We're trying to cope by, you know, working on our advocacies and innovating better programs online. So
Yes.
now we have a digital long distance relationship. Ayun.
Digital long distance
LDR.
relationship. Oy. DLDR.
DLDR. Gano.
DLDR.
Oo
Oy.
nga.
Okay, yan.
Kala ko lockdown relationship niya. LD.
Ang taray
Naku,
ng lockdown
pwede rin.
relationship.
Or
May
ano,
hugot ka,
quarantine.
Papa Lem.
Ay, wala
Quarantine.
naman po.
Oo nga, baka naman. Si Sir
Alright.
Richard kaya.
Si Sir
Ah.
Richard baka.
Pero, you know, like a lot of people here, ang dami ko na develop na relationships. Like,
Yun.
a lot. Like,
Ayos.
with, yan. Kung hindi dahil sa pandemic, hindi ko kayo makikilala. Hindi ko,
True.
walang certified voice artist program. Hindi ko makikilala si Miss Ange. If not for this show, I won't be able to meet these wonderful people, ang ating mga guests
Yeah.
for the show. Diba?
Exactly. Inspiring guest. Definitely our youth sector is working into conventional strategies in reaching out to the grassroots of the community even in this difficult time, 'di ba? Na kahit may mga challenges na ganito, they still create projects such as those para makatulong pa rin sa ating mga kabataan and eventually to the whole community.
Yun.
Yeah.
Alright.
So,
And
heads up,
yeah, let's
ayan. Saludo tayo sa ating Millennials PH.
salute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they are sharing this live stream also in their Facebook page. Okay, thank you so much. And ano, wala pala si Miss.
Hi
Ayan.
guys, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Welcome
Hi.
back, Miss Meryl.
Okay. All right. Now let's see. How about Kris Janson? How can you compare your life before the pandemic hit and your life in the middle of this pandemic?
Well, for me, so much difference. Grabe yung impact because like what I mentioned, I chose to work in the events industry where we really have to go out, we meet a lot of people, and work would actually mean being around a lot of people. So when the pandemic hit the Philippines, parang I was so anxious, I was so scared. I immediately booked a ticket. Siguro mga no, on the day when they announced that the president was going to announce something, immediately I booked a flight and went home dito sa Cebu. But when I got home, I was still so nervous. I was still so anxious because my mom is diabetic, and we know na medyo sila yung mas sensitive towards the virus. So I was so scared when I got here. I had to talk to different people just to calm myself down. And then I realized na parang it's not only gonna last 2 weeks na yung lockdown. It lasted more, and then nag-extend na ng extend, especially here sa Cebu na sobrang biglang nag-spike yung cases. It just really took a toll on me. I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't think very well. I just really had to look for other ways, to divert that energy that I had, until I found, I started meditating. I started to talk to different people who was actually also going through the same thing that I was. And it was really important because it makes you realize na you're not alone. We all have different stories. We're going through different things, but at the end of the day, we're all going through a pandemic na parang we can share our stories and share our feelings. And it actually really helped me eventually. And when I got back on my feet, that's when um, my batchmates in high school um, took na parang we eventually decided now we need help dito sa Cebu, but the most we can do is also help the frontliners. So we tried to contact different people and ask for help. Somehow nakapag-relax naman kasi when you talk to frontliners and really know kung ano yung nangyayari sa hospital in different places, and how COVID has really affected Cebu, somehow parang you try to calculate kung anong mangyayari, ano yung pwede mong gawin also. And then from sharing my story, meron din akong mga natulungan in a way because they realize na parang there's also a way na to relax na and calm yourself down. But mainly, healing is not a straight line. I sometimes find myself na parang nakaupo lang din and questioning myself kung anong mangyayari because in the kind of industry that I am in, it really would mean gathering. So, but the good thing naman is, we have this virtual shows, ganyan, but it's really different pa rin to be in an event, in a convention center with people, and especially people, but day by day, we're trying to, be okay and find things and trying to cope with the situation we are in now. So, hopefully, magiging okay talaga soon. So many people have been affected, and unfortunately talaga I yung COVID took people away from my life, and it's sad because you can't um, really hug each other, and you can't console each other, but you have to be strong for each other. And hopefully this is one thing na matutunan natin, to be strong and to go beyond what this pandemic has presented to us, and really be 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 strong lang talaga as a person and have faith in yourself.
All right. Have
Definitely.
faith in yourself and be strong as a person.
And that's what
Excellent
we really
insights.
need right now, 'di ba? Kasi we're experiencing a lot of anxiety and the like. So it's about our mental health then, how we face anything with strength and faith. So, ayan. So, another question. sa inyong tatlo din, anyone who would like to answer. Of course, you guys are champions of your own in different industry. Pero si Sir J muna, gusto kong sumagot nito. Okay. How can you be of service or what are your ways to help other people during these trying times?
Okay, but before I answer that, I wanted to answer the other question as well. So I'll
Sige,
answer
sir.
the other question because you didn't ask me. Um, the good thing about the pandemic,
Yes.
yeah, you didn't ask me that. So for me, the good thing about the pandemic that it brought a lot of families together. Um, me myself, I've been married 26 years, but I've never spent as much time with my wife than the last 7 months. I think accumulated. No, right now she just showed me sino yung boss ng tahanan because she also quarantine. So, medyo ako, I'm just home, everything else. So, kilala na natin kung sino talaga yung boss, no? But the bad thing about it is that I'm a very social person. I'm going out and I'm working. I'm a very social person, and we missed a lot of those. A lot of them are happening online. The hard part about it as well is as a professor, it's very hard to teach online. Oh my God, it's very difficult for teachers. Just looking at where the camera is and all that stuff, it's already very difficult for teachers. So I'm so scared of what's happening in the school education system. How the teachers will get used to teaching online, and then the nice thing about it though is I'm getting used to working from home. I actually like it, and that means that if you can survive, even with me being home, that means I can be in any part of this world. And as long as there is strong internet connection, then I could manage work from anywhere. Um, and lastly, as we were talking about it, acceptance that like this is something that's not going to be there 2 weeks or 1 month or 6 months or 1 year. It's going to be a change of lifestyle. So if it's going to be a really the new normal, they call it. No? So kung kakaroon ng new normal, and I'll go to the third question that you asked. How can you make a difference? So in my context, I think I'm being called. There are a lot of people who are helping the frontliners, but I think my role here now is to help businesses, business owners, and how to survive this thing. So a lot of them have been consulting with me. I've been doing a lot of seminars and webinars, and the other ones are the teachers now. So I teach teachers how to teach effectively online. I help the Department of Education in creating um, their educational system for the whole of the Philippines, and what's the best way that can be done, no, as far as that's concerned. And then there are small things that actually everybody can do. I mean, your neighbor, your niece, your nephew, your friend, who never used to be an entrepreneur, is trying to make a living selling food, selling face masks, selling blah. Please support them because we need a new breed of entrepreneurs, and we need a lot of people to be so don't just support the big brands, etc. Support the people around you because they too need help because they've lost jobs and all that stuff. So ako, I try to look for people who have yung sariling bahay na luto. So, and I buy a lot of them so from different friends in order to support them and to taste their good products as well. No? So business side, that is my calling, I think, and teaching side, so that is where I try to make a difference. That's it.
Wow. Indeed, you
All
have
right.
inspired and helped a lot of lives already, Sir Jay. And may you continue to be an inspiration through entrepreneurship and through the academe.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're down to our last question.
Uy, oo nga. You're 5:56 in the
Ang bilis!
evening.
Yes,
Ang bilis
1 hour
naman.
na pala,
Parang
no?
gusto ko pang
Ganun lang.
agad-agad. Okay, this may
Fingers.
be our ang gandang episode talaga. Episode 1 pa lang. We want more. But yes,
Yes.
we're down to our last question. So, guys, what pieces of advice or coping strategies can you give to our viewers to remain enthralled during these times? Yan na lang po.
So, sige po.
Okay. Sino ba ang unang?
Yan. Sino ang una
Ayan.
nating papalem?
Volunteer naman daw
Okay,
po
ruleta
tayo
na naman.
ngayon.
Speak.
Ayan. ito na ang ating
Parang
final
Zoom.
Q&A. Wow, final Q&A. Okay, sino po? Who'd like to share first? Pieces of advice that you could give to our viewers as
Uh,
they face the, yes,
And
go
Mr.
Sir
J.
J. Ayan,
Yes, Sir
syempre.
Jay.
okay,
Yeah.
Professor. So, um,
Professor.
don't be reactionary. Okay. Don't just wait. There is no time to wait as far as this pandemic is concerned. Try to anticipate what's happening because if you accept the new normal as is, don't wait for it to come back. It's never going to come back to where we were before. So if we anticipate ahead of time what paano yung mga tao, how did they go to the mall, how do they react now, how do they move, how do they back, then you will be able to come up with new products, new processes, new things that could actually help in generating more income to you. Remember that that majority of our economy was sustained because of entrepreneurs. No, so if that is the case, this is the time to shine. Be an entrepreneur yourself, or help people who have discovered that they have an art product, they have something to sell, and to sell it in a different context. So go into this. I also advise you to learn and embrace technology. Don't to shy away from it because this is where we're all headed. So we go and embrace technology. But lastly, my word of advice is that even I get into my downs and my burnouts and my mental health issues and all that stuff. Be open to it. Tell people about it. You are not alone, as Chris was mentioning. You are not alone. We are all in it together in different situations. But share it because it will eat you slowly if you just keep it deep down inside. And once in a while, get out. No, I mean, don't just stay in your home. I mean, just go and just try to see what's happening out there. People are trying to get back and bounce back, and so are we. So we have to keep ourselves aware of what's happening out there, so we can now make our moves not later but today. Make a move today. That's it.
Amen. All right.
Exactly.
Wonderful advice, sir. Grabe, ano.
Galing.
We're all in this together. Walang iwanan, di ba?
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Amen.
Yes.
So isunod na po natin.
Alright.
I'd love to hear from the advice from Miss Meryl. Ma'am Meryl, any piece of advice you can share to our viewers?
Yes. So one of the things that we mentioned a while ago was that a lot of young people, because Millennials PH works with a lot of organizations, and besides waking up angry, full of anxiety and fear and paranoia for what's coming next, because everything is uncertain right now, what we say to them is, number one, don't be afraid to take a social media detox, because right now everything is online, and everything that we hear about the news and politics, everything about the world, it can get really taxing and stressful. So one of the things that we can all practice is take a time off, not just from social media, but from life in general. If you're feeling bad, you're feeling bad. You don't have to feel bad or guilty about what you're really feeling. So there has to be a radical acceptance about that. And number two, I think this really needs to be said. Um, there has been a lot, because the Philippines comes from a culture of resilience and a culture of happy people. And to the point that sometimes we invalidate a lot of people's emotions because we tell them just good vibes only or just be happy. But the thing is, positivity can be toxic as well. That's why there's a thing that we
Yes.
call toxic positivity.
Toxic positivity.
Instead,
Yes, exactly.
exactly. So instead of telling people na, oy, good vibes lang, tell them that all vibes are welcome here, and let them know that, you're there for them. And if they need space, give them that space. But please don't invalidate their feelings by telling them, magpray ka na lang, or just think about the good things, or just think about your jowa or whatever. Because whatever they're feeling should not be invalidated, because they shouldn't be guilty about that, because these are abnormal times. And I think last but not the least, the healthy stuff, try to sleep as much as you can. Although this also comes from a point of privilege, because a lot of people are not able to sleep properly because they're in online classes, overworked. At the same time, they're scared for their family or friends' health, or the health of the country in general. So I think what I'm trying to say is we need to do our part in terms of liability. And I think the Filipino people have been doing a lot of that. And I think it needs to be said because there has been a lot of news where we are told that we don't have discipline, but the truth is we do have discipline, and the problems that we're facing right now is that it's all systemic, and it's not exactly the Filipino per se. Perhaps the problem is the governance that we're experiencing. So healthy stuff meaning please sleep properly, drink water, exercise if you can, and I hope um, I know that this is coming from a point of privilege as well. I hope people can eat healthy. But we know that a lot of Filipinos are not eating healthy because they've lost their jobs or they're not earning well. So if they can do that, if they have the privilege to eat healthy, sleep, take a time off from work, that can definitely help them. But siguro dun sa mga nanonood today who don't really exactly have that problem that comes with that privilege, I think validation and support and hope to our friends, loved ones, and family can go a long way.
Yes.
All right. Avoid toxic positivity. Yes.
Yes,
Correct. And also
exactly.
toxic negativity. Meron din yun. So,
Okay.
Yun din.
of course.
And it's really
Thank you for
important
your
to be,
advice.
yeah, to be present for our loved ones and for the people around us. Kasi that's what we really need right now. We need one another.
Yon. We need each
Okay,
All
other.
right.
Correct.
exactly. At eto na,
Let's
let's hear
hear
it
from our
from,
last guest.
yes, our beauty queen.
Yon.
Yes,
All right.
I definitely agree with yung social media detox because I have done it a couple of times. This pandemic deleted all my social media accounts, but unfortunately, with the kind of work I am in, I have to be online and I have to stay connected with people. Definitely, what I can advise is that when you feel like the people you're seeing in your social media accounts are pressuring you in doing better or making you feel na parang you're not enough, if you can unfollow them and follow the people who make you feel good about yourself. I'm very lucky and I'm very grateful that I am surrounded with very supportive people, my family and my friends, whom I can really be open about and tell them what I truly feel and how this pandemic has honestly affected me right now. And being honest to yourself really does so much. And apparently, you can be really healthy if you are honest with yourself. Admit when you're sad, admit to yourself when you're not okay. Um, Recalculate yourself and think about what you can do to improve yourself. Um, right
Yon.
now, I'm listening to different podcasts of mental health and mental state, and it really helped me a lot. Also, I'd like to add really quickly in this day and age, we're very lucky that we can stay connected online. We can do so many things online, but also, like me, I do get anxious because of the internet connection or my gadgets are just not really with me. These are the things we cannot control, but for the things that we can control, take advantage of it. Um, it's this is a really tough time for everyone really, but the most we can do is,
Yung
yes,
cancer.
it's okay to send good vibes, but don't let people feel that just because they don't feel that vibes that you have, they're not doing okay. Be there for the people around, be there for your family, send in your good vibes and take in their vibes as well. Now is the time for us to be there for each other. Now is the time to be Filipinos for Filipinos.
Wow, indeed
Ganda.
true. Now is our time to be Filipinos for Filipinos. Exactly. Oo nga naman, let us forget the division or whatever differences that we have. I think it is high time for us to work together to make this place, this country, and the whole world a better place for us all. So, I really learned a lot from our first episode. Nakakabitin ang
Yes.
ating
Oo.
kwentuhan actually. But sobrang
Naglalag na.
Mm.
punong-puno ang ating ano, ang ating School of Life PH Episode 1. Wow!
Yes! Palakpakan naman sa lahat
Palakpakan
ng mga
naman
guests and
natin
of
ang
course,
ating mga
our viewers who stayed and really got the chance to hear some inspiring words from our resource persons. Ayan, hello po sa inyong lahat dyan sa comment section at kumapit kayo dyan.
kumakapit daw sila ng maigi, Papa Lem. And ayan, may mga ma-agree pa sa ating mga answers mula
Yan.
sa ating guest.
True.
True, ayan. O, di ba may pa-true si Marian. Ayan, puro heart din.
May mga nagpapa-heart
O, yan.
Yan.
Okay.
Kate De Vera. Oh,
Wow,
power voice
hello,
girl.
Kate.
Delicate voice.
Bongga. Hello,
Congratulations.
Congrats. on your
Dami-dami
new show.
nila,
Oo nga. Okay.
From
And
Conquer.
ayan, Papa Lem.
Ano to?
Ah, wow. Hello, Ma'am Maribel. Ayan,
Ayun
from
nga.
the third from the embassy pala, Philippine Embassy. Okay.
Ayun.
So, Papa Lem, ayan, bigyan naman natin ng parang gist ang ating School of Life for tonight. Generally, ano yung mga natutunan natin sa gabi ito mula sa ating mga guests?
Ayun. I really love the fact na iba-iba yung kanilang industries na pinanggagalingan, but they have the same willing to help. They are the same na willing mag-help. Like Sir Jay wants to help businesses, wants to help teachers in online teaching. Kris naman is also wanting to help frontliners, especially in Cebu, and the mental health and state advocacies, both from Kris and Meryl, teaching the youth for social good, the social media detox, diba? Mental health really is very important for all of us. Ang sabi nga ng ating mga sayings dyan sa tabi-tabi, it might be stormy now, but remember that rain doesn't last forever. Nax? Ganon. May mga ganon.
And there is always
Ayun po yung mga natututunan ko. Silver lining.
Yes, okay. Oo nga, tamang-tama ka dyan, Papa Lem. And it is truly important to continuously grow and to adapt to what our world parang expects us to be. Like here in the new normal,
Yeah.
like we have to embrace it with the technology, the changes in our behavior, how we protect ourselves, how we connect with other people, how we make our life worth living. It boils down to how we spend our life wisely, not only not only with ourselves, but also how we deal with other people. Kasi our world is an interconnection of powers. O, di ba powers? Sabihin natin yung bawat tao may kanya-kanyang and kung yung isa may negative na power na inilalabas, maaapektuhan ang buong mundo. Kaya naman, it's always good to attract positivity. And it's always good to spread positivity as well. Kaya naman, of course, again, maraming salamat sa ating mga guests. We definitely learned from you. Iba't ibang mga industriya ang ibinahagi nyo sa amin. Meron tayo sa academe, meron tayo sa entrepreneurship, in the events industry, in the youth sector, technology, and the like. Iba't iba po, pero iisa yung hangarin natin ngayong hapon or gabing ito, which is to inspire our viewers to keep going in this difficult time. So, it's high time for our guests naman to plug their upcoming events, their social media accounts. Kaya it's your time to shine. Eto na po, our guests.
Yes. Sige, unahin na natin si Millennial PH, Meryl.
Ayan. So, thank you again for having me tonight. Congratulations on your new show. I didn't realize there's actually a group of voice artists. So this is great because it's a new learning for us. So anyway, number one, I hope you guys can also tune in the Millennials PH TikTok Sticking Thoughts Timely Teas. It's a webinar talk show series by young people, and we're already organizing it. We already had our first episode last Wednesday. So it's every Wednesday every twice a month at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. On our next episode, which is going to be next Wednesday, one TikToker, he has about 1 million views on his account. Valva Steel is going to be there. And we hope that Makoy Dubs can also join us in that episode. And secondly, if you
Wow.
want some what we call this trainings that we can do online. Young people in the Millennials PH and Capit Mindanao family have what we call Power Up Society hacks, and we partner with schools and we do this online by the youth for the youth. So what we discuss is good governance and the national situation of the Philippines and leadership. Last but not the least, we have Capit Mindanao and Barangay Gabay. These are COVID response initiatives by the young people in partnership with different youth organizations all over the Philippines. And in the last 7 months, we've already reached almost 2 million pesos. And this goes out to families all over Mindanao, 20 communities, as well as families in Luzon, and also for frontliners. So if you'd like to donate to these initiatives or know more about the initiatives and be part or be a kapatid, as what we call, please check out Capit Mindanao or check out Millennials VH. We'd be more than glad to have you guys on board. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Meryl. Continue inspiring the youth through your activities. We'd also like to hear from Miss Kris.
Yes, thank you again for inviting me, and thank you for giving me time to share my story and hopefully also somehow inspire people with my story. And I'd like to take this opportunity na sabihin na yung my batchmates in high school, the Sacred Heart School, Jesuit 2007, we have a Facebook page and we are very active in book donation for the library in the far-flung areas here in Cebu City. Also, I'd like to ask you all if you can follow me on my social media accounts. My Instagram is at it's Kris Janson, and I do have a YouTube channel. It's Christopher Hanson. Every Sunday, we have a Facebook Live with the Knapsack Dance Studio. Before the pandemic happened, a group of friends and I opened a small dance studio here in Cebu because we wanted to advocate for dance and just healthy living. And we wanted people to understand how the good side of dancing is. And the good thing about it is even when our studio is closed because of the pandemic, we're very glad na we can do online classes. So we do have online classes available. Just check out our Facebook page, Knapsack Dance Studio. And thank you once again for inviting me in your first episode.
Yay! Thank you very much, Miss
Yes.
Kris. And congratulations on your dance studio.
Thank you.
Sample. Char. Okay.
Oo nga. Saglit
Okay.
lang.
Ganun
So,
lang.
ayan na po. Ngayon na, may sample na. Asan ba yung music natin? Okay. So, of
Ayun.
course, FM.
Yes, and of course, we'd also like to hear some promotions and activities coming from our professor, Sir Jay.
I don't have much really, but if you want to be guided about what's happening as far as your industry is concerned, go to the Startup Village page. We have programs happening, I think, 3-4 times a week. Different seminars going on. If you need help, you may write me at my IG or Facebook. It's Prof JB. That's my if you need any type of help where I can assist you, please do so. I'd like to contradict everybody that in one context that we should not spread positivity. Pag COVID positive ka, medyo pangit eh. So, we
Positive.
should also let's not spread positivity, but stay safe, stay home, right, and stay healthy, everyone. And let's just be what do you call it? Let's just practice good etiquette to each other so that we will have a very healthy nation. Thank you for guesting me on this show.
Thank you very much, Sir Jay. Ayan. Yan yung positive na ayaw natin. Okay.
Positive
Ayan,
RT-PCR
maraming
result.
salamat. Oo nga yun. Kahit ako
Wag
takot ako
yun.
dyan, please. Okay.
Hi,
Okay.
Angelica. Can I add one more thing lang, if that's
Okay.
okay?
Yes.
Yes. So this is to remind every Filipino and young person in the Philippines. COMELEC has already opened the voters registration. So if you're already
Yes.
18 or turning 18, please do register to vote as urgently as you can. You can check out the instructions online or check out Millennials PH as well. It would be very important that we take part in the problems of our country because like we always say in Millennials PH, the problems that we are having are systemic problems and we need systemic change. And one of the things that you can do as a Filipino is to register to vote and then to vote in 2022 if there's an election, hopefully. So yun lang. Thank you.
Perfect
Yes, of
indeed.
course.
Yon.
Ayan, thank you very much. It's a right to vote, so we have to do it right. Okay. So,
Ang ganda.
ayan, again, it's an honor to have you three here. Thank you very much for being with us. Virtual applause for our very inspiring guest for School of Life PH. At maraming salamat sa ating mga guest co-host, Papa Lim, asan na si Sir Richard.
Sure.
Sir Richard, maraming salamat po. And i-plug lang po natin ang Certified Voice Artist Program Batch 4 po. The enrollment is ongoing. Sa mga gusto pong matuto na at ma-develop ang kanilang voice skills or in skills in voice artistry, the Certified Voice Artist Program is for you. And meron din po tayong mga upcoming activities and trainings under the Creative Voices Productions. Ayan, we have a
Yes.
live streaming and vlogging webinar with Sir Raymar Peña or Raptor TV and of course our partner Sir Richard Abalos, the Rick Matthews. So
That's right.
please join the webinar. Meron din po tayong VoicesCon 2020 that will be on October 25, 2020. So ayan, samahan niyo po kami sa mga upcoming activities ng Creative Voices Productions.
Yes. Exciting naman. Daming mga ganapan, no? And of course, congratulations again to our VoiceSpire for this episode 1. May nagpapabati from Indonesia, Lori Fernando Sanchez. And yun.
Oh.
Ayan, hello.
Hello po. Good evening. Thank you to our viewers for staying hanggang ngayon po. So, this is brought to
Yeah.
you by yours truly, the Creative Voices Productions, Creative Vision Studio, VG8 Radio, Voices from Home Program, and the Voice Master Channel. We hope to have shared insightful stories to keep your passion in life alive. So again, this is Angelica
Nice.
Maranan-Maglanoc, the VoiceSpire, with my guest co-hosts.
Of course, Papalam of Papalam TV. Just search for it in the all social media, the YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, lahat na po yan. And please remember, our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. That's according to Confucius, mga kababayan. Please stay home, stay safe. We heal as one, we recover as one, and we will rise as one. Papalam TV again, or School of Life.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Once again, Richard Abalos or the Rick Matthews. See you next week on our new time slot for School of Life PH.
So
Ay,
let's
oo nga.
continue to inspire lives one story at a time.
At a
Again, thank you
time.
very much to our guest and my co-hosts and to all our viewers. Maraming salamat po. See you next week.
All right. Thank you very much,
Goodbye.
guys.
Congratulations.
See you next
Thank
week.
you,
Thank you
guys.
for our guest. Thank you for joining
Maraming
us.
salamat po, the Voice Master. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.